Hello, hi children, and welcome to a lesson on area and perimeter problem solving. In this lesson, you'll be able to apply your knowledge of area and perimeter, and you'll be able to use it on problems such as compound shapes or real-world problems. The keywords will be pretty much how they've been throughout all of this area topic, where it'll be centimeters, millimeters, centimeters squared, metrics, triangles, and etc. As for the real-life link, construction, geometry, and pretty much again the same places where we were talking about it before. As for the equipment, you'll need a pencil, a ruler to just draw some of the shapes, and a pen. So, let's look at this composite shape over here. This is a composite shape. What we can see with this shape is that it is basically made by two different squares, or two different shapes, or two different rectangles. So, in this example, what we can do to find out the area of this shape is break it down. So, we have to split it up into two rectangles. So this exact shape actually can be split into two rectangles. Because if you look carefully, you can see that there's like a rectangle here and a rectangle there, or there's a rectangle here and a rectangle here. And let's just pretend to draw, let's just draw any line. Let's draw this line over here going down here. Now for this line, now what you can see is there's a rectangle over here, and we can work out the area of this rectangle. It would be 4 multiplied by 10, wouldn't it? This area over here will be 4 multiplied by 10, which is 40 centimeters squared. What about this rectangle over here? Well, we don't actually know this side over here. We don't know what the base is, do we? Because we're given the full base over here, but we're not given the smaller base. We do know the height. It's 8 centimeters. How can we work out the base? Well, this total length over here, this total shape, remember, is 8 centimeters. And if this length over here is 4 centimeters, we can essentially just ignore this length over here and subtract it from that 8. So 8 take away 4 will leave us with this length over here that we don't have. 8 take away 4 would give us 4 centimeters. So now we can see that this 4 centimeters, add that 4 centimeters here, would be the same as this total 8 centimeters. And now we can work out this area here as well. 4 multiplied by 8 would be 32 centimeters squared. So we know the area of this small rectangle and we know the area of this smaller rectangle. If we added these two rectangles together, if we added the areas together, we would basically get the area of the total shape, wouldn't we? And that would be 72 centimeters squared. Right, so with this example, we once again have a very similar shape where we have this compound shape and it's basically made up of two rectangles. So once again, we will cut the rectangle in half. You can choose anywhere, by the way. It doesn't necessarily have to be where I have done it. You can maybe cut it in half here. Maybe you can cut it in half instead here. Maybe over here. So there's different places where you can cut it in half. I've decided to choose this one. And from here, I'm going to work it out. Now, the first thing I can do, which is quite straightforward, is I know this base over here is 5 centimeters, and I know the height is 9 centimeters. So it's quite straightforward to calculate what the base times the height here is. It's going to be 5 times 9, isn't it? And that would give us 45 centimeters squared. Now for this shape, it's a bit more straightforward again. You have 4 centimeters and 5 centimeters. Now we're actually given the lengths over here, so it's a bit more straightforward for us. And we can just multiply them together and get us the answer of 20 centimeters squared. And then we can just add the two separate shapes we work together and compound them, or composite, for the composite shapes, add them together. And that will give us the total area. Now, as for the perimeter, it's a bit trickier. Now, we've been given 36 over here, but what we can see is that if this is 9, this is 5, 2, 4, 5, 4 centimeters, all of these. We're not actually given this one over here. However, we know that this total length over here is 9 centimeters. If this is 2 centimeters, this is 5 centimeters, and this also will be 2 centimeters. And that's why we can then work out the perimeter from there. Now, I want you to have a go at this question. Pause the video. Once you are done, just unpause the video and then you'll see that I would have completed it as well. Okay? So hopefully you've had a go at the video now. I'll be going through the answer as well. So we will split the shape there. Add our missing side in, which we can work out from this long side over here, which is 11 centimeters. Subtract this 6 centimeters away from there. That will give us a 5 centimeters there. And then you can do 2 times 5, which is 10. And then do 6 times 6, 36. Add the two together, that will be 46 centimeters squared. And then we can just add all the sides together to work as the perimeter. Now, What I want you to do now is have a go at some of these questions. If you feel like you're quite comfortable with it, have a go at all three, red, amber, and green. If you feel like, you need a bit of, you're fairly confident, just do red and amber. And if you feel like you're quite struggling, just do red and just one question of amber. Now, for the green questions, these are real world examples, so they will require you to apply your knowledge. It will be very similar to the compound shapes, but there's just a lot of wording that you must bypass. Okay, so have a go and good luck.